is kind of encircled by villages, plots, and their abandoned areas where those whitish green trees are standing up there. So wherever they had abandoned land, people have abandoned for various reasons, Forest Department in the 1980s, they planted pinus. Wherever they found vacant land at that time, they planted pines, ridge tops, valley bottoms, everywhere. Over there you can see a good example in that hill range beyond this, which is in blue rather than green. I mean, they have gone all the way up and planted there. So what happened? The villagers were not getting any benefit from those pine plantations. So they were criticizing, and the environmental activism was at highest about the pines for over a long period of time. They were criticizing the pines because the villagers didn't have the food and other material which they collected from the forest, natural forest, and also they claim that the water resources were also reduced, and became scarce, and fire third. So those are environmental factors which actually prevented the people taking a liking to the pine plantation. So there's so much of public criticism. Even today, you go for meetings, it's the same. But very few people thought of doing something about it. What can we do about them? And when we started this particular experiment in 1991, actually it is Mark Ashton, professor of silviculture at Yale University. He was a student here, a PhD student here, and while he's doing his work in the forest, he initiated it with a local student to enrich the pine plantations with native species using the background information we had over 10 years. How the seedlings of forests grow. So it is an ecological succession model in that sense. Okay, so what species to come first, and how the canopy of the pines should be manipulated to allow the others to go. Because even today, pine plantations, if you go to one of these, very little undergrowth. There are native species, but their growth is very poor because the pine canopy has suppressed the light coming into this and prevented them growing, overtopping the pines. So we realized it from our seedling studies, and pine stand was manipulated to allow light regimes, narrow strips, broader strips, and planting different species along the slope, because we also understood that in this landscape from valley bottom to ridge top, you don't get the same species growing on the top and at the bottom. So it's called there are habitat associations are there. There are species which are ridge top specialists. Then there are species which are valley bottom specialists. So therefore, we have to use our research knowledge to do what is called habitat species matching. Okay, so